Royal Ones, this is Miss Gigi coming at you again with another juicy episode. Let's get straight into it. Let's talk about Africa Day. Africa Day is celebrated on May 25th, 1963 is when the first Africa Day started. This day is celebrated in various countries on the continent of Mother Africa. It's Africa's strong cultural identity, and to commemorate the funding of the organization, the OAU, the Organization of African Unity, which was created on this day and evolved into the African Union, which is the AU. So it is now called the AU. So 31 African leaders convened a summit meeting to found the Organization of African Unity, which is the unity of African nations. The founder is Prime Minister Ghana, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. And the headquarters are located in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, and the Emperor of Ethiopia, Haile Selassie. Together they sought to modernize Mother Africa. And the function is to promote any unity and solidarity among the African states, which promotes economic development. The OAU is the Organizations of African Unity, is a union of leaders of Africa, and the AU is seen as a union of the African people. The African Union is made up of all of 55 countries on the continent and is divided into 5 geographical regions. And the purpose of the OAU is to bring peace, prosperity, security, and stability to Africa and eradicate all forms of colonialism, intensify efforts for a better life for the people of Africa, and defend the sovereignty and independence and international cooperation with the United Nations and the Universal Declarations of Human Rights, and work with relevant international partners in the eradication of preventable diseases and the promotion of good health on the continent. So the African Union is helping to drive Africa's economic growth and the development to raise the standard of living for all African people. Throughout the continent, the OAU, the Organization of African Unity, worked and spoke as one in support of the liberation struggle and fight against apartheid. Also invite and encourage full participation of the African diaspora as an important part of the continent and the building of the African Union. And also the OAU engages in peacemaking and peacekeeping on the continent. In the aftermath of colonialism, many African states were ravaged by economic crises brought about by internal and external influences, poor policy advice, resource deficits, and lack of institutional and physical infrastructure, along with corruption, political instability, and underdevelopment of socioeconomic development of Africa, which made things very difficult for the OAU. The Organization of African Unity works to establish free trade, custom unions, a central bank, and monetary union. Many African leaders blame Africa's external debt on exploitation by former colonial powers and demand debt to be dissolved. The purpose of the AU, the African Union, is to promote peace, security, good governance, democracy, and respect for human rights and justice and rule of law. The AU is heavily dependent on donor funding to run its programs and operations, and 40% of member states do not pay yearly contributions to the institutions. The AU stops crime against humanity, violations of human rights, and genocide. So this is what we celebrate Africa Day for, the liberty of all 55 countries in Africa. What behooves me is that, so emoji celebrations are held throughout the continent of Mother Africa and is estimated to have a population of 1.225 billion of people on the continent, and it is the second largest continent in the world with over 2,000 African languages spoken in Africa. All right, Royal Ones, let me know what you think about Africa Day. Let me know what you think. There's 54 countries in Africa, which make up the African Union and the United Nations. So meet me in the comment section. Let's have this conversation. Thank you so much for listening to this message. Don't forget to comment, share, like, and subscribe. Love, hugs, and kisses. Bye.